the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Lawyer Paul Admochere Atanasina etiefo ohwe ekoso ewo edubuai case na eyade enwa na ne warnings upon warnings okabi na lawyer attaching so abo adwuma se konkomafo agyan etiefo enna from kra cause so we call proceedings niema ekoso a bibia edi pefe se ampa ni nuane ampa se lawyer attaching ebo adwuma na die na koso na NDC Deputy Attorney General, ultimately evidence bar, omukoje court a bar, omukoje bank statement bar, ultimately from page 2. Na a jumpia could see page 87. Hey, na lawyer Paul much say, hey, we have room, a dear one more pe or a brantium, a dear bonoy, one wako bank, and wakoje statement, Eddie be prove say, ampa. Kwabena edubuan edisika na eye day na pages no emu be 80 ayira a enim na we what tender as evidence eye possible ana etifo e come here say kana na bi wo baabi fishy deals bi wo baabi na eno na attaching say we do osoma enyi because dia messing no e die ntina mo na mo koje say evidence amode ba se mo ne bobon kodu na e bi ayira free statement Poly be 82 pages. Are too much? Now, no, lawyer person. We are him. Now, the one was sign. As a monk, on whom be paying. Say, obi opposition and check and oba bem. San and never maba abemu. Now, more channel. A sere any abasaso. I will say, really cooperate wine. The next government be banum. Why cooperate wine? Why national security coordinator, the main boss? Na Sarah na hotia a day na obey him. Na we dear, dear Muyedi, a morum. Yanko, tie, Yura, lawyer, Paul, Admochere, Emrasisi.
Talking to me, you can say anything, I will believe it. But if you are talking to your peers, they know what the classification is. So the law that Parliament passed said that when such people, those who operate the national security, go wrong, or as they put it in their terms, go rogue, you know how to punish them. It was the intention of Council Atachian that if indeed Kwabena Dubois had gone rogue, the first people who would have called him to order, given that Kwabena Dubois still works with the national security, he still works with the Signals Bureau, he's just not a director anymore because that's the prerogative of the president. But he still works with the national security apparatus. That's a civil service job. It's not a political job. So he's still a staff. So he could have been called to order and treated according to the act that Parliament passed. Anyway, it appeared all that was went on to deaf ears. So then the trial, the case management process starts, and then the trial is about to start. At the beginning of the trial, the learned Attorney General here, Justice Nsem-Pii, produces a document. That document is the National Security Operational Accounts beginning 2017 and ending 2024. Observers and lawyers looked at the document and believed they could easily see where Nsem-Pii is going. Nsem-Pii is hoping to urge on the court that this is the correct National Security Operational Account, and that whatever Kwabena Dubois is saying, if it is not found here, then he is not being truthful to the court. That's really what Nsem-Pii wants to do. Atachia, counsel for Kwabena Dubois, he says that, okay, if you have produced the National Security Operational Account from 2017 to 2024, may I also apply for disclosure? Let me say a little bit about disclosure in a layman's word. Now, disclosure is an application that lawyers use. You can use it in a criminal trial or in a civil trial. Disclosure means that, you know, when we go to court in the Anglo-American common law jurisdiction, we know the fundamental ethos: guilty, innocent until proven guilty, and the judge is only an umpire, he's not an advocate. All of those things exist. The other thing that exists in the common law jurisdiction is that I am going to prosecute my case if I am on the defense side, and I have to bring my own documents to prosecute my case. But then what is discovery? Discovery is the process where I'm saying to the court that the thing that I need to prove my case is with him. So the court should please subpoena him to bring it. I'll give you a classic example. If I'm prosecuting somebody and or somebody is being prosecuted. How do I say it? I'm trying to use the passport to make it simple. Okay, I'm challenging somebody that you were in America in February 2025, and it is there that you committed the crime. And then the judge tells me, how do you know that he was in America? I said that, but it is in his passport. If you take his passport, you will see that he was in America. But the passport is with him, it's not with me. So I apply for discovery. And then the judge will say that discovery application granted. Please produce your passport. That's discovery, basically, so that we can all understand it. You know, the lawyers will use big words, but we can understand it. That's fundamental what discovery is. The thing I want to use to prove my case is with you. Or murder. Knife has been used to commit murder. The knife is in your house, it's in your kitchen. So discovery, please ask him to produce every knife in his kitchen, and I'll show you the one that was used to commit the murder. Something like that. That's discovery. So Atachia says that, okay, if you have produced the national security operational account, which we should not really see, but nonetheless, it will help the prosecution's case. So Justice Nsem-Pii has produced from 2017 up until 2024. Atachia says that for me to demonstrate to the court that the national security operational account of 2017 to 2024 is no different from all the national security accounts from 1992, because that is how the national security always works. I am applying for discovery to subpoena the national security operational account from 1992 up to 2017. And he's telling the court that your lordship will notice that the operational accounts, if you can bring them here, will all look very similar. And then you can tell me whether Kwabena Dubois has done anything wrong or not. In bringing the national security operation account, one of the important critical legs on which it stands is the bank details of how monies are taken and removed from the bank and what they are used for. In any case, Kwabena Dubois is being prosecuted for how banking processes were done. He took 7 million. He took it in Ghana must go back. He went to give it to his wife. His wife went to give it to his friend, and his friend used it to buy a house, and all those charges against Kwabena Dubois. Atachia is saying to the court that if you allow my discovery application, you will find that the national security operation is the same. Let's move on. You leave that, put that aside. Now, Atta filed the application, and this morning, the application for discovery was denied. The Attorney General argued against it, and he argued on the basis of relevance, that the document that Atta is looking for is not relevant. I'm not so sure how in criminal law a defense can be told that something they are using to defend themselves is not relevant. The defense is left to them. They can bring anything they want unless the evidence is such that it's untrue or something like that. But anyway, the irrelevance conversation seemed to have won the day unless it goes on appeal. I don't know whether it's going to go on appeal, but Nsem-Pii's instincts to have the application for discovery to be denied won today. But then there was something very curious, extremely curious. The document that came into the court of the bank details has on it page is 1 to 46, 1 to 146. Page 1, you know, when you're this document, you see 1 to 89, 1 to there, so you know that the last page is 246. But the document that is in the court, from page 1 or page 2, it jumps to page 89, the bank details. And you know how bank documents, those of you who have taken a bank document to go and collect visa before, you know how it is. Page 1, page 2, page 3, and it's sequential. It shows everything. Now, this document that has come to court, apparently, as is being told to journalists, has a whopping 75 or 74 pages missing. And that's how Atachia got livid and told the judge that what is happening? How do you have the bank details in the national security operations, and from page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 70 something is all not there. Could it be an oversight? Maybe it is. Could it be deliberate? I don't know. But this is the matter. And the reason why we are talking about this today, let me have the counsels and the judge again. The reason why we are talking about this today is that when we are building a democracy, as we've been doing for 35 years, certain things should not change. Governments change, elections are won, elections are lost, parliament changes, but certain things should not change. The rights of the people and the rights to a fair trial guaranteed under the 1992 Constitution should never change. Kaysel Atuforsen got a fair trial to the point where he won an appeal. The Atuforsen people were angry with Attorney General, but in terms of Efia Sewa's conduct at the trial, they never raised any issue against the judge. They were satisfied that they got a fair trial. Justice Opuni got a fair trial. Is he Justice? Mr. Opuni, Cocoa Board. He got a fair trial to the point where he even was winning Supreme Court interlocutory applications. Fair trial. The NCA people, they got a fair trial to the point where one of them won on appeal, had the Court of Appeal overturn his submission of no case, which he had lost at the trial court. So we all thought that we had come to a certain position with fair trial. It is very, very important for all those people who are young in government and those who are old in government, that certain things about the democracy, we don't touch it. You can fight, we can fight, we can. You know, when we started talking about warrants, when people are going to arrest, they don't have warrants. Have you seen that now they all have warrants? Did you listen to Lydia Donko's press conference, the CIA? He said when they went to Masoko Fijuma, they had a warrant. So they are procuring warrants before they go. It's a step in the right direction. And the fair trial is not in favor of anyone. It is in favor of all of us. When anybody is arrested in England, it does not occur to him that he will not have a fair trial. Nobody in England thinks about that. Whether you are the biggest enemy of the government, nobody in America thinks that I will not have a fair trial. Donald Trump, when he was being prosecuted under the Democrats, he was confident that he would get a fair trial. He was sure. He knew that this prosecution had been occasioned by Joe Biden. He used to call him Sleepy Joe. We cannot call him like that. He's the president of the United States of America. It's Joe Biden. So, but Donald Trump was sure that he will get a fair trial. No Ghanaian should go through a process and think and wonder and worry whether he is going to get a fair trial or not. Whether he is going to get a fair trial or not. The other day, I was with the old Attorney General, and people were asking him that you are prosecuting Kaysel Atuforsen. Why are you not prosecuting the one who gave the legal opinion on which Atuforsen relied? And I remember very well what he said, that you cannot punish an Attorney General for doing his work and offering a legal opinion. It is the way in which the legal opinion is applied is what we are dealing with. Guess who had done the legal opinion? Dominic Ayini. He had offered the legal opinion upon which the Atuforsen, part of the legs on which the Atuforsen trial was being conducted. The Attorney General of the day, belonging to an opposite political party, was being given pressure that you should add the person who did. He said, no, I can't do that. He was doing his work. As a deputy Attorney General, he offered his opinion. And that's why Dominic Ayini was not prosecuted. Because an Attorney General felt that you cannot prosecute somebody who is just doing his work. Those who benefited from it are the people we are looking for. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of these things that I may sound boring is because in 2000, I've shown you the video. I don't have it today, but it's there. I can show it to you later. I was there when Rawlings was voting. I was standing side by side with him when he put his ballot in the box. And I asked him in a live interview that who did you vote for? And he said, my vote is my secret. He had obviously voted for Professor Mills, of course. And I saw the power of the Rawlings regime. In 2002, I saw the same people who were so powerful under Rawlings regime lead demonstrations on the road. I saw it, that they were leading demonstrations on the road. One day, it was in 2000, I went to Asylum Down in Kweku Sechado's office, as I used to do, to visit with him. And he had issues with Tony Edu on front page. And I was talking to him about how did he feel. He said, Paul, these things, I don't worry about it. I said, why? He said, tomorrow they will come back to me to cover their demonstration. And I said, I don't understand. He said, these politicians, but they can lose election tomorrow. There's an election this year. Do you know who's going to win? I said, I don't know. He said, yes. Tomorrow, these same people will come back to me that I should come and cover their demonstrations. I left the conversation. 2003, Toniedu was holding a yellow gallon in the Atua Hoist group, Kwesi Price group, whatever they called it, Alliance for something or something. They were holding yellow gallons and they were demonstrating against Kufuor. And I remembered what Kuku Sechado said, that these powerful men are on the street demonstrating. So I saw that. I saw Kufuor's administration. In 2008, in the election, I was right there with Nanado, fighting for power and supporting his agenda. Mills won the election. And some of the people who had been very powerful in Kufuor's administration, I saw what happened to them. One of them, whose name I won't mention, I got a phone call from him about 10th January 2009, very early. And he said, Paul, me airport, me too crying, then I heard another slap, pow. I say, hey, what's happening? Then I put the phone down, I called my head, he said, Charlie, we have to go to the airport. So and so is being attacked. This was a very powerful minister 2 months ago. I saw it. 2009. Need I say more? In the same NDC, between 2011 and 2013, we saw people fall from up to zero in the same NDC administration. I saw it. Then came the John Mahama administration. 2017, we saw people who had national security consequence fall from zero to this. The reason why that happens is because there's political change. If we continue to do it like this, the reprisals will continue. But if we set some standards, as I saw the former Attorney General do, in refusing to prosecute the Attorney General who rendered the opinion that on the basis of legal principle you can't prosecute, then we will go somewhere. This kind of prosecution, which makes the person feels that I'm getting if Kwame Dubois has done something wrong, he goes through a trial process. The trial process, the criminal procedure will bring it out, and you can't punish him. Agrada is gone to jail today, as you see, unfortunately. So you don't need to do anything to put Kwame Dubois in jail. You just have to give a fair trial, because viewers, I'm telling you, we can be sitting here and we will all go on Ghana Web one day and we will see that the president-elect has appointed Kwame Dubois as the national security coordinator. That day may come and people's eyes will start falling off their head. The same Kwame Dubois, we could be sitting here and we will see on Ghana Web a Dubois appointed national security coordinator. They will say president-elect speaking to the media in front of Jubilee House announced that he has appointed Kwame Dubois as the national security coordinator. What will happen to those who have taken him through an unfair process? What will happen? We were sitting here when we heard that Attorney General Dominic Ayeni has discontinued the matter involving Governor Esiama, former governor of the Bank of Ghana. The next day, we heard President John Dramani Mahama has appointed Esiama as the governor of the Bank of Ghana. It has happened. You don't know tomorrow, because this is politics. As for election, you can win it by 5 billion and lose it by 5 billion. In any case, have we not been in Ghana? The same people who have lost election are the same people who have won it. When Akufo-Addo lost election, they laughed at him. He is short. He can never be president. He is a Chebi man. His family, there is scarce. Dankwa didn't become president. Oforiatta didn't become president. He will never be president. He will never be. He will never be. He will never be. Today, Akufo-Addo is former president 2 terms. They say he will never be president 2 terms. 2 terms. And he won until John Mahama's recent victory. The biggest victory. 2016, John Mahama lost. There were NDC people who said, it's John Mahama who has caused us a defeat. Look at the thing he was doing. Look at Dumso. Look at all these people. Look at this. Look at that. And John Mahama, dear, no. John Mahama can be president of Ghana again. MPP people said it. Today, John Mahama is president of Ghana again. So, let us all be careful. Let's keep the standards, and the things that we cannot touch, let's leave it. And let's touch the things we can touch. President can appoint his people. He will never appoint an MPP person. We are not going to ask him to appoint an MPP anybody. He has to appoint his people. He has the power. He has to deal with it. He changes holiday. Akufo-Addo came and put a 4th August there. Somebody comes and removes 4th August. No problem. But criminal procedure let us keep it so that people don't feel that the system is working against me, because that system can come back into the hands of the person against whom it is being used. That same system. I won't say much. I'll leave it there. Let's go to the photographs of